shit, this shit's still recording. Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy, Ego Art, and welcome to my first YouTube video. And today's video, I'm ready to teach y'all how to stylize your art. So, when it comes to stylization, it's not really a one size fits all. It's stylizing your art is unique to the individual artist. So there's not really one single formula that one person could just follow and you get your stylized art. It really depends on what techniques the person using and how they're doing it. It's really unique. So what exactly is stylization? Stylization is basically you just break it down to a subject into its most simplest forms and adding your own exaggeration and expressions to it. So one thing I have to say is that in order for you to actually get into the process of stylization, you need to know the fundamentals. No, scratch that. You need to, at the very least, understand the fundamentals. You don't have to be like a master in like everything that encompasses art, like anatomy, lighting, shading, color theory, and all that. All you need to do is just need to know the fundamentals and all. And once you're able to understand what the fundamentals are, you're able to break it down into whatever type of contraption that you could come up with. That's really the basis of how you can stylize your art. So this artist that we're about to break down goes by the name of Jordan Rose. You can follow him on Instagram. He's really dope. And when you initially look at his artwork, it looks like it gears more towards the realism side. When you really break it down, his artwork is literally just a bunch of shapes. Alright, but not just any type of shapes. A lot of squares, triangles, diamonds, octagons, all the shapes with right angle. No curves are allowed in his artwork. Now with these shapes, it affects the anatomy of the face. The lips. The lips are just a bunch of triangles. The eyes are two diamonds. The whole head is literally an octagon, right? Even when you look at the earring is literally a square. So this type of stylization really gives the subject a more exaggerated look, because in real life we really don't look like this. We really don't look like this, but in his artwork, he uses the shapes to exaggerate the structure of the face, which gives it a more angular and boxy look. Alright, to start off the sketch, I will be using this beautiful young lady here as a reference. And usually when I initiate the sketching phase, I usually draw the head, so I can know where to put the rest of the details down. Now, when you're sketching a reference, it's really important that you try not to copy the reference, but just try to get like the general shape of it. The eyes, the ears, just the general shape of the reference. Simplify and exaggerate. Those are the two key words that you need to know when exaggerating. For my art style, I tend to use a lot of straight lines, a lot of squares, rectangles, things like that. Like the example of Jordan Rose I showed you a couple minutes earlier, I tend to incorporate that type of style of art in my own artwork, and it's really reminiscent of a lot of semi-realistic animes or shows that you watch, kind of like Avatar or the Boondocks, Bleach as well. So I know one question that a lot of beginner artists ask is how to find your art style. And finding your art style, it really depends on the individual, meaning that it takes time to actually find your art style, and sometimes it could be intentional and unintentional, but the best way at least to find your art style is really to study some of your favorite artists. Some of the artists that I like to study in particular is the aforementioned Jordan Rhodes. I like to follow people like White Manga, another guy named Richard Merrill, Sung Un Kim, and TT Kubo, just to name a few. So find some of your favorite artists and then study their work so you can incorporate their ideas into your own artwork to find your style. For this step, I will be adding the flat colors. So first, when I add the flat colors, is really important to like actually understand what situation that you find your subject in. You know, your subject could be in a very sunlit area, which would mean that the colors would be more warm and vibrant, while in other areas your subject might find themselves in an area that's like snowy, a lot of fog, rain, so the colors might be cool. So it really depends on the environment where you find your subject in to determine what type of colors you use. For this particular art piece, my subject finds herself in a very warm environment. You know, you see the background has a lot of oranges, yellows, browns, and all that. So it's gonna be more warm colors, and you have to understand that when it comes to like stylization in terms of colors, that's also a process to it. Like a lot of artists are actually known for how they colors. For example, Guyez is another fantastic artist that utilizes a lot of dark colors, very very high contrast. You see like a lot of blacks that gives a more of a moody atmosphere. And even in the art piece, it actually tells like really great stories from his artwork. So understanding how your colors are in relation to the environment can actually inform how you want to stylize your colors. Another side note that I have is when you're in the process of like rendering the colors into your subject, try not to use like the airbrush as much. I know a lot of beginner artists, that's really all they use. So try to, you know, use more hard edge brushes to actually put in the shadows, and use like a smudge tool or like a blend tool to actually make the shadows more soft. When you do this, it allows you to incorporate hard shadows and soft shadows, you know, to make it more realistic. Because when you use, you know, your airbrush for most of the rendering, it ends up looking very fuzzy, unnatural, and you know, it just wouldn't look right. So try to incorporate hard edge shadows and soft edge shadows so it can make it look more authentic and convincing. So after a couple hours of work, this is my final art piece, and I think it really came out good. Not only does, you know, she looks attractive and pretty, but I also incorporate the different stylization techniques that I got from the other artists and put it into my own to create a unique art piece. And yeah, so if y'all would use these techniques, then y'all be able to have a better understanding of how to break down your subjects and simplify them and exaggerate them, which you end up getting your stylized art piece. So I really hope that this helped y'all advance in your art career. I really hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you really liked it, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, you know, to help me grow. Follow me on all my socials, and yeah, I'm gonna catch y'all next time.